Okay, so let's start talking about the starter kit. There are a few things I wanted to go over with you first quickly. I have this really awesome little book by Jennifer O'Sullivan, and it's just a helpful little guide to help you with any kind of questions or anything like that, and it's got a lot of stuff in it about the starter kit. So I am going to be reading a few things out of here to you so that you can be more educated. Okay, so essential oils are volatile, fragrant molecules in a plant that actively work to help promote healthy regulation and modification of cells. There's 3 ways to use essential oils. You can use them aromatically, you can use them topically, or you can use them internally. So it takes only 20 minutes for an essential oil to reach every single cell in your body from the time you apply them, which is crazy to me. There are around 40 trillion cells in our body, and 1 drop of essential oil, just 1 drop, it contains over 40 million trillion molecules. So this means that every single cell in your body is covered by 1 million essential oil molecules within 20 minutes. Y'all, it's amazing what these oils can do. So, aromatically, you can use them in a diffuser. You can put a few drops in your hand, rub your hands together, smell your hands. You can even smell it right out of the bottle. There's just lots of different ways that you can use it aromatically. Another way that you can use it is topically. So, topically is probably my favorite way to use the oils. I use them topically most often. So you can get a little roller ball, and I'll show you the roller balls maybe on the next video I do with all of the extra little things that you can get to help with your kit. So I use a roller ball, and you put just a little bit of essential oil in it, and you fill the rest with a carrier oil like coconut oil. And then, like with the roller ball, what I do is I'll like roll it on my neck right up in here. Sometimes if I have a headache, I'll roll some right in here. You can roll it on your back, wherever you're hurting, the back of your neck. For kids, it's great to put oils on the bottom of their feet. A lot of the oils are hot oils, so they can burn the skin, which is why it's very important for you to, if you're a new user, to dilute it with carrier oil before you apply any on your skin. For me, I've been using the oils now for a long time, so there's some oils that are kind of hot that I can still apply them to my skin without having to dilute them because I'm really used to them. But for a new person, I highly recommend that you dilute any oil with like carrier oil, like coconut oil or something like that before you apply it to your skin, and just test it out to make sure that it's not going to be too hot on your skin. For kids though, kids have very, very sensitive, thin skin. So the safest bet starting out would be to put it on the bottom of their feet, because that is the thickest part of skin that they have, and it's not going to burn their feet. For my kids, like I said, we've been using the oils now for a while, so I can put oils on them, like on their arms, on their chest, on their neck, but I know which oils that I need to dilute and which oils that are safe to use on them that I don't have to dilute. And that's just something that will come over time with using the oils, that you'll start to recognize which ones are hot and which ones aren't. And there's a list that is in a lot of information. Like I said, get online, do your research, Google it. If you want me to send you a list of oils that are hot, I can send you a list. I would be more than happy to do that. So just know there is oils that are hot. So just caution whenever you're applying those topically. Now there's another way to take these oils, and I didn't start doing this until I had been using the oils for a little while, just because I was kind of leery of it, because there's a lot of online stuff about, not consuming oils. So Young Living is the only company in the whole world that has a specific line that's approved by FDA to be considered as safe to take internally, and that is their Vitality line. And the Vitality line, the bottle has a white label. So With the Vitality line, though, the thing that people get confused on is we'll make an oil that is in a larger bottle that has a color label, and then we'll make the same oil in the Vitality line that has the white label. Now, the oil that's in this bottle and the oil that's in this bottle are the exact same oil. It's just the FDA came in and told Young Living, you cannot say that somebody can use an oil topically, aromatically, and then also internally. So you need to make a separate line specific for internal use. So the oils that are in that Vitality line, they're also in just the regular oils. And if you get a bigger bottle of the regular oil and it is in the Vitality line, it's the same oil. There's no difference. The only difference is the label. So you can use the oil, like I put a drop in my coffee in the morning of the thieves, of the cinnamon bark. It'll give it a cinnamon taste, and those oils have a good medicinal benefit to help with your immune system. You can put lemon in your water, and that helps with your kidneys, your renal system. There's oils that you can put in a capsule, and you can take the capsule if you don't like the way that it tastes, because most oils do not taste very good. But once you get used to using the oils and taking them, then the taste, it's not really that big of a deal. So internally, if you have any questions, y'all just feel free to ask me, send me a text, call me. I'm available for you guys. Okay, so moving on, there are some different types of oils that are sold on the market. So you have to be very, very careful about what oils that you get. And I know a lot of people think, oh, essential oils are all the same. Well, they're really not all the same. So there's certain companies that when they get the plants, right, and they buy them from this person over here. This person sends them to this place up here to distill the oils. Once the oils are distilled, then it's sold to these people over here, right? So these people over here are the ones that are selling the oil, and they have no idea what this right hand and this left hand are doing to make those, but they're sending them here, and so these people are selling them, and they can say, hey, it's organic, it's 100% organic, and everybody these days is trying to get on the whole organic bus and the essential oil bus and everything, but you have to be really careful about who you buy from, because in this right hand over here and in this left hand here, we have no idea what's going on. So where the plants are being planted, we don't know if there's being pesticides put on them, what kind of fertilizer is being used, how the methods of how they're growing it is. We have no idea what they're doing over here, right? And so once they get the plants and they get them and they ship them all the way over here. And so the plants are just, once you cut a plant, it starts to die, right? So we don't know how long it took from A to B. And so the plant material could possibly not even be any good by the time it gets to B, where it's supposed to be distilled. So moving on to here where we're distilling all the plants. A lot of companies will put certain chemicals and solvents into the distillery, and what that does is it pulls more of the plant material out of the actual plant, like it pulls the oil out of the plant, so they get a higher yield of the actual oil, and then it's distilled and it drips down, and then you get the oil, right? Well, what happens with that is the chemical that they put into the distillery to pull all of this oil out of the plant is also going into that little container where the oil is dripping out, right? So when they get that and they send it down here, they're sending the oil, and they're also sending the solvent, the chemicals, the fertilizer that they're using, the pesticides that they're using, everything that's involved in that whole process is going over here, and it's being sold to you, and it's being labeled 100% organic. So that is why I am huge about telling people, do not buy from a company that you haven't done your research on and that you don't trust, because it would be better for you to not use them at all than to use them and have to use them with all of that chemicals and carcinogens and all of that bad stuff in it. You know, I'd rather you not even use it at all if you're going to use that. So the difference with Young Living is Young Living owns their own farms. They're partnered with farms who have signed an agreement saying that they will continue the same sustainable methods that Young Living has, and Young Living is going to hold them up to those methods. And they go in and they check to make sure that everything is being done safe and the right way. And so what Young Living does is they don't use any pesticides on their farmland. They hand weed all of their plants, and they will take the seeds from the past year's harvest, the seeds that had the best oil and the best yield, and they will use those, and they will plant for the next year. They also do where you move your crops around so that things can grow better. So they're very conscientious about their farming methods, and you can totally check them out. And the great thing about Young Living is they are the only company that has an open door policy, which means if you're a member of Young Living, you can go to any of their farms and you can tour their farms and you can see exactly what's going on in their farms. There's no door that's closed that you can't go behind and see what they're doing. They have nothing to hide, and they want you to come and look and see. And they want you to help plant the plants. So that's something that I want to do one day. I haven't gotten to do it yet, but I have a lot of friends that have been able to go to the farms and see how everything is done, and that's something that I really want to do, and I would encourage you to set that as a goal of yours too. So the farming practice that Young Living has. And then they also, on their own farms, they have their own distillery. So when they go to harvest their plants, it's not being laid to waste for days on end to get to the distillery. It's that same day. They take it to the distillery and they distill it whenever they harvest the plants. Young Living does not add any kind of chemicals or solvents or anything like that to make more of the oil come out of the plant. So that means Young Living gets a smaller yield of oil per plant material than these other companies are. And that is the reason why you pay more money for Young Living oil, because you're getting the purest oil possible. And it's also the most concentrated oil. It's not going to be diluted. It's not going to have any bad stuff in it. And so you actually use less of the oil from Young Living than you do from other companies, because you don't have to use that much because it's so concentrated. Young Living has what it's called a Seed to Seal promise. I highly recommend you check it out. They have videos on YouTube. They have the story of it. And that right there, that promise is the reason why I trust this company for my health and for my family's health and for your health. So that's my soapbox on the different kinds of oils. So please, please, please do not use oils from a company you have not researched. Please. Okay, so carrier oils. Like I said, it's coconut oil. Young Living makes a carrier oil. It's called B6 Carrier. It's a vegetable oil complex. You can also use like rosehip seed oil, sweet almond, jojoba oil, grapeseed oil. I personally like coconut oil because it lasts longer than the other oils. A lot of other oils, after time, they'll go rancid and start to stink. I've found that the coconut oil seems to last the longest. So let's get diving into your kit. Okay, so I got the kit right here. Open it up. Y'all can open it up with me. And then on the very top, you're going to have all of your oils here, okay? So you can set that aside, and then you're going to lift off a little lid, and underneath that lid is more goodies. So on the bottom, you have 2 packs of Ninja Red. Ninja Red is a high antioxidant drink. It helps to boost your immune system. It helps with so many other things, right? So it helps with my eyesight. It has helped my cholesterol. It has helped my hair. My hair is shinier and fuller since I've been using and drinking the Ninja Red. Let's see what else I can tell you. Oh, my energy. So it gives me energy. What else? It also helps with inflammation. It's just an overall awesome drink to have and high in antioxidants. So if you're not familiar with antioxidants, what antioxidants do is they go in your body, they go in your bloodstream, and they latch onto free radicals that you have in your body. Everybody has free radicals. I don't care who you are. You have free radicals in your body. Well, what do free radicals do? They cause havoc in your body. Seriously. Free radicals are what causes cancer, what causes disease, what causes all of the bad things that happen in your body. They cause sickness. They're just awful little things, right? So the only way that you can get rid of free radicals is by increasing your antioxidant intake. And so this drink right here has the highest antioxidant level of any other drink that I know of. You can go in, you can Google it, you can find out. The ORAC, it's like a scale that tells about the antioxidants, and it can tell you, it shows on there that Ninja Red has literally the highest. So this is why we drink this. We don't want to get sick. We don't want to have bad stuff happen to us later on down the road from all the free radicals. So how do you get free radicals, right? Free radicals come from everyday living. They come from stress. They come from environmental factors, pollution, toxins, anything that we put in our body that's not good, GMOs. I mean, all the bad stuff is how we get free radicals, okay? So we want to work really hard to get rid of those free radicals so that we don't end up with any kind of awful diagnosis later on down the road. So this, I highly encourage you to get on this every day. Okay, enough about Ninja Red, my favorite thing. You also, on the bottom, are going to have these little Thieves hand sanitizer individual little sachets. So with the whole pandemic going on, they ran out of the little bottles. If you are ordering your kit after this, you might get one of the bottles. I don't know, but just with everybody ordering the sanitizer, they had to find a different way to send out the hand sanitizer in the kit. So these are little tiny hand sanitizers. And they're awesome. They're great. They kill, what is it, like 99.9%? Yes, here we go. Effective at eliminating 99.99% of many common harmful germs and bacteria. And it also has the 65% ethyl alcohol in it, which they had said you needed to have in order to protect yourself against the virus that's going around. So, and it smells great. I love it. Also, another thing, so like being outside, baseball games, you know, kids, sports, whatever, I didn't have anything to put on myself to keep the bugs away. So I was like, oh, let me just try my my hand sanitizer. So lo and behold, this thing, it'll keep bugs away too because of the smell. Okay, so you also have a Thieves essential oil infused spray, okay? If you don't have the hand sanitizer and you have this and you need to clean your hands, you can always spray your hands, get your hands clean. You can use this on doorknobs. You can use this when you're going out to eat. Spraying your table off to clear all the germs and everything. It's also great for air freshener in your bathroom. So, yeah, there's lots of great uses for Thieves. And then you also have 2 oils on the very bottom, okay? So let's start going through your oils, and then we'll get to these 2 oils that are on the bottom. Let me get them out here. Okay, so, oh, and also with your 2 oils that you have under here, I do want to mention this because I've had lots of people say, oh, yeah, this is what I did, but I don't really recommend it because I feel like it's wasting oil. So on the very bottom of your kit, you're going to have these little roller fit mitts, And what you can do is you can pop off the little white lid on your essential oil bottle, and you can snap one of these little roller things onto it. And then you would just roll on your essential oil, whatever, right? So, I mean, it's a good idea in theory, but I find that if you do that, you're going to waste your oil because, like I said, this oil is so concentrated, you don't need to use a lot. Like 1 or 2 drops per application is all you need. And I feel like if you're using this with the straight essential oil, you're going to use way too much and you're going to waste your money, right? So, I believe these fit on a normal roller ball. Or, I mean, when you run out of your oil or you are running low on one of your oils, you can snap it on after you dilute it. So let's say, okay, here's my old, I have a peppermint bottle here that's old, right? And there's hardly anything in there. So it's a 15 ml bottle. So like I could put 25 drops of peppermint in here, right? And then I'll fill the rest up with coconut oil, and then I can snap my little roller on it and put the lid on it and then stick it in my purse. And like if I need to use peppermint for any reason, I have it, and I have it in a roller bottle with this, but I'm not wasting my oil because I have it diluted. Because like I said, you don't need to use straight essential oil with a roller ball. Okay, please don't do that. I've ran into so many people who are like, oh yeah, that's what I did, and then we ran out of it quick. Don't do it, please. Okay, but they're really great little attachments to use if you use it with when you dilute your oil. Okay, so let's move on to your oils that you have here. So, okay. Well, we'll just start with peppermint, okay? So, peppermint oil, I love, love, love peppermint. I have not always loved peppermint, but I do tend to get headaches. Not all the time, but when I do get them, it's from tension. I get a lot of tension headaches. I'm just prone to stress and tension. I mean, any mom out there that has kids, yeah, or anybody out there, we're living in a stressed world right now, right? So everybody has some sort of stress that they have, and stress is tension and free radicals and all that stuff, right? So anyways, peppermint has been my lifesaver for headaches, okay? So what I do when I get a headache or I feel one coming on, I'm sorry, I have this little book over here. Let me see if I can flip to the peppermint page real quick so I can tell you what she says about it, and then I can tell you how I use it. Okay, so peppermint vitality, right? Okay, so this is the label, the vitality label like I was talking about. And it's a white label. Can you see that white label? And the peppermint that comes in your kit is actually in a vitality label. A lot of them are vitality, okay? And what is vitality good for? It's good to take internally. So I also have this peppermint. This peppermint is in a 15 ml bottle. The peppermint that you have in your kit is in a 5 ml bottle, and it's in the vitality line. Just because the labels are different does not mean the oil is different. You have the same exact oil in this bottle as you do in the other bottle, but they just had to label it different, okay? So, I'm just trying to make that clear because a lot of people ask me questions about that, so I want to make sure that you know. Okay, so it takes about 1 pound of peppermint material to produce a 15 ml bottle of peppermint, okay? It's a natural hybrid of spearmint and witchermint. Peppermint is a driving oil, and it helps to push other oils deeper and faster into your body. It's offered in the normal vitality, in the normal line, and in the vitality line, okay? So what I mean about it's a driver, so like let's say you have a sore hip, okay? Your hip is killing you. Well, I don't know about you, but I have a little extra on my hip, okay? So if my hip is hurting me and I feel like it's really down in there past that muscle, I'm going to use one of my oils that I use for pain, and it comes in your kit, and it's called Panaway, right? I'm going to put that on. And then after I put that on, then I'm going to get my peppermint and I'm going to put my peppermint on top of that. Why? Because it drives the PANA weight in further into the tissue, okay? So anything that you are putting on that you feel like it needs to go further down into your body to reach wherever you're sore or whatever, you put peppermint on top of it and it helps to drive it in. Okay, so you can take this internally. You can add it to a drop of water and it helps to support digestion. You can apply it topically, but make sure you use a carrier oil because it is one of the hot oils and it does burn. You can use it aromatically. You can put some in your hands and sniff it, and it helps to open up your head. So for me, what I use peppermint for is, like I said, the headaches. So I get my headaches right around kind of in here and in here and here, right? So I was always just putting the peppermint and diluting it and putting it like right in here and here. And then, you know, it helped, but I was like, gosh, I wish I could get, you know, to my head. So then it was like I had a light bulb moment. This was last year probably. I said, why am I not putting this peppermint on my scalp? So I tried it, right? And it worked. And it's the best thing that I ever discovered. Sometimes I'll do it even, you know, whenever I don't feel like I have a headache coming on at all because it is very refreshing. And so what I do is most of the time my headaches are over in here. So I'll just get it to where I find where I can see my scalp and I'll just put a drop, maybe another drop in here, up on the top, another drop, maybe another little drop here, right? And like my headache goes away pretty quick after that. And then my head feels so refreshed and so cool. I just love peppermint. So peppermint is also really good in the summertime. You can put some in like a spray bottle with some water and just spray yourself and it'll give you that cooling effect, right? It helps you to cool down. I also use it on my kids when they have a fever. Yeah, like who would have thought that? So yeah, my kids, they don't get fevers all the time. It's very rare for them to get a fever. So whenever they do get a fever, I know that something is really, really going on with them. But so when they get a fever, what I do is I'll get the peppermint. I dilute it for sure with my kids. And I put it from the top of their spine, where their spine starts up here, and I'll run it all the way down their spine to the very bottom of their spine. And then I put it on the bottom of their feet. And I usually do this every 2 or 3 hours, and it for sure has helped, and it brings their temperature down. And I've noticed that I don't have to use the Motrin or Tylenol so much whenever I'm using peppermint, okay? So peppermint is great for bringing fevers down. It's also great to help with muscle pain, any kind of pain that you might having. It helps with itching. Like for me, if I have a bug bite or anything like that, and I normally will use another oil for itching, right? But there's been times where I haven't had anything and I've had peppermint, so I've done that and it's helped, right? It's crazy how when you just use what you have on hand that you find out that these oils do much more than what you thought they did. So yeah, I mean, it's great. So that's peppermint. Also, I did put peppermint in I used to put peppermint, or I still do, but I like putting a drop of peppermint in my coffee, and it gives it that minty coffee. And then if you put a drop of peppermint in your water and drink on that, it's really good for your circulation. So I do notice that whenever I take peppermint internally, whether it be in my coffee or water, that like my hands are warm all day, my feet are warm. I don't have any issues with my extremities getting cold. It really does help with the circulation. So if you have issues with that, definitely try the peppermint. Let's see. The next one is going to be lemon. I love lemon, y'all. Okay, so this one in your kit comes in the Vitality line again, but they do sell it in the 15 ml bottle and it's a yellow label. So lemon, it takes about 75 lemons to make a 15 ml size bottle of lemon. Lemon oil is cold pressed from the rind of the lemon instead of like, it's not the juice, it's the actual outside rind part, and it's cold pressed, and that's where they get the lemon from. So you know, whenever you do like a lemon zest and you see all those little things coming off, that is the essential oil, okay? So it's cold pressed from the rind rather than steam distilled. And it's so high in monoterpenes, which is one of the constituents in essential oils, okay? Monoterpenes. You can use it to clean the blackest grime off of any surface, and it comes off easy, right? Because it's high in the monoterpenes. So it's offered in the normal line and the Vitality line. So when you use it internally, you can place a drop in your glass of water. It helps to flush out your renal system. For me, it's acted as a natural diuretic. So like if I wake up and my hands are puffy or my face is puffy or whatever, I'll drink a glass of water and put a drop of lemon in it, and it really helps me to go pee. Like I pee so much during the day when I do that. You can apply it topically. Jen says in her book here that you can apply it to your nail beds and rub it in to support nail strength. So, I mean, I don't do that. I have applied lemon topically because it is good for antibacterial, antiviral. It's good for immune support. So like whenever kids are sick, I'm not feeling well, husband's not feeling well, whatever, I will throw lemon into the mix of the stuff that we use whenever we are feeling under the weather. You can use it aromatically. I mean, you can make your house smell very citrusy and lemony, and that's always a good smell. The one thing that I love lemon for is it has really helped my kids stay out of trouble. Because who has kids, and how many kids these days love playing with slime and putty? Oh my gosh. That stuff is outlawed in our house now, okay? So we have a fabric sectional. It's like a cream white color. Why we got a cream white color with small kids? You got me. There has been many times where the kids have done marker on it on the sofa. They've gotten slime stuck in the sofa. They've gotten putty stuck in the sofa. Just various things on that sofa. And let me tell you, that lemon oil has gotten every single thing out of that sofa and has saved my kids from getting spankings from their daddy. Because, you know, nobody wants to have that stuff on their nice furniture. So that stuff has really helped. It gets off sticky residue. Let's see. Yeah, the first time that I saw it work was shortly after I had gotten my starter kit, right? And my daughter at that time was, how old is she now? 10? She was about 6, okay? And we had gotten her a bedroom furniture set. Well, she decided she was going to get happy with her stickers. And she went and put stickers everywhere, all over her furniture. And Mama was not happy with her. We tried to peel the stickers off. And you know when you peel stuff off, it leaves that sticky little white underneath the sticker. And so she had all of that on her furniture. And so I had heard that lemon oil takes off sticky residue. So I put it to the test. And let me tell you, it worked. I probably went through a whole bottle of lemon, but it saved my furniture, and, you know, it saved my peace of mind because I knew we had spent a bunch of money on getting her a bedroom set, and she had put all those stickers on it. So I was very happy after that. And lemon oil is really not that expensive. I think it's like less than $10 for one of the 15 ml bottles. So it was well worth it. So yeah, the lemon oil works great. And for you guys out there that are watching, I have seen lots of men swear by the lemon oil when they're cleaning their guns. I don't know. I've never cleaned a gun before or anything like that, but I've seen lots of men who are manly men that have guns, and they say that the lemon oil works amazing for that. So if y'all find any other testimonies or whatever about any of the oils that I'm mentioning, please tell me so that I can pass them on. So let's move on to the next oil. Actually, hang on and I will be back momentarily.